Hey, this is Joe from Theory of a Deadman, and you were listening to Shutter 16 magazine. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you for taking the time to chat with me today.
It's my pleasure.
So, the band is about to release a brand new album, Dinosaur, on the 17th. Would you tell us a little bit about the new record?
Absolutely. We have taken a little bit of our old style of writing and our new style of writing, and we combined them. We tried to basically tell. It's kind of like a mix. It's like telling a story about where we've been and where we're going, and all lumped in with current events and things that everyone in the world at this point can actually relate to and or experienced personally.
Now, one of the things I really enjoyed about the album was kind of such a mix of a little bit of a variety of songs. You have your anthem rockers like kind of Dinosaur and Ambulance, but then you had a song like Heart's Too Wild, and to me that almost had like a country vibe to it. So kind of tell us a little bit of the details about the songwriting process and also the song selection for the record.
Sure. Yeah, well, so like I said, a little mix of everything, and when we write a record or a song for that matter, we kind of keep in mind of where music may be going in the future. So you kind of have to think about something that's maybe good 5 years from now, or even longer.
Okay.
And where it's going to sit, where it's going to land. So watching kind of where the world's going and how things are playing out in the music world. I think that's kind of why you hear some country stuff in there. And I also, if you've heard any of our other stuff in the past, we have that interest. It's a sound. It's a part of our sound that we've developed over time. Is we like that kind of vibe. So it's always been incorporated in our music in the past, and it's not really a surprise to see it on our new stuff as well. And it's a little easier listening as well, right? So some people that want to listen to Theory of a Deadman that don't want to listen to the heavier stuff, they have an option for the lighter stuff. And I think that keeps us more open for a bigger fan base. And then you can see in our age groups as well. We have everybody from fairly young to much older. So that's definitely why we do that. And it's definitely our sound. But we also, did a fairly big departure sonically and lyrically, actually, on our last two records. So we wanted to make sure that we incorporated some of that into this new material as well. And so that's why you're kind of hearing a little bit of everything on this record. And it's a nice combination of where we've, like I said, where we've been and where we're going.
So a little bit of everything. Two of us. Let's talk about that. Because I love it, by the way, but it's not a cover song, but it's definitely kind of a little bit of inspiration from Just the Two of Us by Grover Washington Jr. and Bill Withers. So tell us a little bit about how that song idea kind of came together specifically.
Well, I think, the whole world, this isn't just America or Canada where we're from. It's certainly an entire world thing. When COVID hit, and everybody was stuck in their homes for roughly 2 years at that. There was a whole lot of changes in everybody's lives, and a lot of people that were married potentially or in relationships that were basically stuck together for longer periods of time than they're used to started to realize pretty quickly how much they either liked or disliked each other. So I think everybody can kind of relate to some version of that. And that song was, I don't know if it was loosely based. I think it was pretty heavily based on that entire experience for the whole world. And that song lyrically by Bill Withers was a perfect musical way of expressing that. And Tyler, just like you said, it's not a cover, but it's sorta a cover because it's definitely using the same melodies of
right.
the song. Tyler just changed a lot of the lyrics to basically talk about being stuck, just two of us, and that's what a lot of people were going through. So that's what that song is really about. It was about going through that and realizing some things that none of us have ever experienced before in our entire lives.
And hopefully never again.
That's the idea. That's the hopes.
Do you have a favorite track for yourself on the new album?
I've had that question asked to me before, and I thought maybe if it get asked again, I would have a better answer. But to be honest with you, I don't have a favorite, and the reason for that is because it goes back to the question you asked earlier. Was there's so many different variations of styles on this record that I can't really compare one to the next.
Right.
So honestly, I just like the whole record.
Yeah, I agree. It would be hard. Super hard.
So yeah.
But I did really, really like the drums on Get in Line, because they just really drive like that whole song. And I'm a huge, I like all the songs, but for me, that one just really kind of hit home as being like one of my favorites. Tell us a little bit about your work on that one.
Sure. That was a fun one. And the funny thing is that came together in about 5 minutes for me.
Okay.
And so when Tyler demoed up, he had sent me vocals, a shaker, and an acoustic guitar. That's what he sent me for the demo. And he's like, here's an idea I have. What do you think? And I heard it. I didn't even hear it twice. I heard it once. I listened to just one pass of the entire song, and I immediately went into my studio at home and I laid down drums immediately.
Nice.
And recorded them, remixed them into his mix, and I think it was within 15 minutes. I had already emailed it back to him, and he called me on the phone, and he's like, dude, it's perfect. So that's literally what is on the record, is basically what I played on the demo as far as drums, because we didn't need to really change anything. And we got into the studio with that demo. We hadn't even rehearsed it as a band, nothing like that. And Martin, our producer, just put us in the live room all together and just said, play. And he just pushed record. And so that song is literally us jamming live in the live room in Stockholm in the studio. That was it. That's the song. It came together so quickly. So it really, I want to tell you something awesome, like, oh, we did this and we did that, and we, came up with, no, it's nothing. It just all came together within minutes. And sometimes those are the best songs. They're effortless because they just make sense. Everything just falls into place, and you don't really have to work hard at it because it's already giving you what it needs, right?
Right. Yeah, it's awesome.
You don't have to work at it. Yeah. So that was kind of that song.
Cool.
So I again, I don't have a cool story.
Now, you mentioned you were recording in Stockholm, so tell us a little bit. Was there a particular reason that you went to Stockholm to record this record, and what was the experience like in the studio for this one?
Yeah, so the last two records were in London with the same producer, Martin Terefi, and after the last record we did with him, he and a friend of his and potentially a couple other investor kind of buddies went in and bought the Atlanta studios in Stockholm.
Okay.
That studio is famous for recording all of the ABBA stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, so they bought it, and when we decided to work with Martin again on this current record, he said, you know what, let's go and do all the bed tracks, drums, bass, guitars, let's do all the big stuff in that studio because it's way bigger, and we have amazing gear and a great live room. So we get some great drum sounds and whatnot, and we have better gear there. So we said, that sounds amazing. We've never been to Sweden for that amount of time. So we were totally into it. And so we went, and we spent three weeks there. and we just got hotels, like long-term hotels, and we just spent 3 weeks, hashing out the record. And what a great experience. I gotta say, I really liked Sweden. I thought Stockholm as a city is so cool, super clean, beautiful. People are awesome. You don't see fast food restaurants in every corner. It's like mom and pop bakeries, and just the food was so amazing. The people were great, and beautiful city right on the ocean. So that was a really great experience for me. I think the other guys could probably agree with that too. We all had a great time. And the producer Martin is originally from Sweden, so that was kind of, he lives in London now, but that's his home. So he would take us around and show us really cool things, and we got to really see the culture there. And I think it kind of gave us this really focused mentality too, coming into the studio every day, because we were just so in the zone, as everything felt so comfortable. For us, it was like almost like going back to Canada in a way, because it had a lot of similarities as far as culture and stuff. So yeah, we felt at home, and I think we zoned in hard and just made a really cool record, really fun record.
Absolutely.
He was in great moods every day. Yeah, it was awesome.
So how would you sum up the new record in just 3 words?
Good question. 3 words. Boy, I gotta be careful here. Very big success.
Perfect answer. Now you guys are still out on the road right now with Skillet, right, on the Rock Resurrection tour?
Yes, we are.
How has that been going so far?
Amazing. Enjoying the pants off of it. It is just, the ticket sales have been through the roof. The venues are huge. The fans, I mean, they're just so happy. But at the exact same time, very surprising, because if you know anything about Skillet, they're a very different camp. I mean, they are a very religious camp, and so their fans, of course, are as well. And if you've heard any of our stuff in the past, you'll know that we
are not
music that caters to that. So it's the Bitch Came Back and Bad Girlfriend and things of that nature. Not so much, but so we were kind of surprised when the offer came to us that they wanted to put this together. But with this very odd, surprising turn of events, it has been a massive success, and we have been enjoying it thoroughly. The Skillet camp and our camp have been getting along better than I've ever even experienced with any other bands on tour before, to be honest with you. Everybody is like so pro, and it's almost effortless. And then Saint Asonia on board as well have been fantastic. What a great band. Obviously Adam from he used to be the singer from 3 Days Grace,
right? So
he's a super pro. He's bringing a lot of fans. That band is bringing a lot of fans. They're playing 3 Days Grace songs, massive sing-alongs through all 3 bands. So I mean, it just overall, the entire tour, this entire package is just a win. It's a huge success.
That's awesome.
It's super fun. Yeah.
Now that the new record's going to be coming out, do you guys have any plans for additional tours? I know this one kind of wraps up soon, I think.
Yeah, we're about halfway through, just over halfway. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
There is talks that we would potentially be doing this package again in the fall, going into winter. It's being discussed. I don't know who the opening band would be. It may be Saint Asonia. We're hoping it is. If it's not, it could be somebody else. But that's the talk. But certainly nothing has been confirmed yet. But that's where we may be in the fall, in the winter. And then of course we have a English run we got to do over in Britain.
Okay.
Real quick, just in the spring. And then a bunch of just, summer stuff as well, like festivals, state fairs, things of that nature. So we're extremely busy for the rest of the year.
Awesome. That's great to hear, and I hope that tour package stays together because it didn't really come anywhere close to me, so I'd love to check that out if it happens this fall.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open.
Definitely will. Thank you so much for catching everything up with us today here at Shutter 16, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see you guys when you head out our way sometime.
I really hope that you can.
Thank you so much.